Ophelia, one of the presenters on Psychic Today, and I've been joined by John Healey. Now, John Healey works in many different ways, and one way that I hadn't heard of before was timeline reading. So I said, can we have a moment, a section to talk about this? Are you happy, John?
Yeah, of course I am.
Let's.
And one reason you haven't heard of these before is because they're still relatively, new. I'm trialing them, and as I do one after the other on the show, I'm beginning to get a feel for, how to do them and how they work best, for callers.
So let's dissect. So what is a timeline reading?
Right. A lot of people who, get readings open to the possibility of glimpsing the future have got a big interest, in doing so. They're looking for all different kind of ways to, for a psychic to give them that sense of this is the most probable future that you are looking at. You could do that through, tarot cards. You could do it very well through astrology. But I'm always interested in something that's very, very direct, which is that it contains that remote viewing element that can be done within, say, 5 to 6 seconds. Okay. I have to be very, very, very clear and say any glimpse of the future, any glimpse of the of the past, any glimpse of the future, your psychic is only going to be able to hold that for at best 5 to 6 seconds. But if it's got, if you get the experience, it's usually clear enough for you to have a feeling of certainty about it.
Right.
And we've done a few on the on the show this evening.
Yeah. And for anyone that might not understand, what's remote viewing?
Well, remote viewing, and this usually surprises people. It usually really, really surprises you. Remote viewing, as it is currently practiced in the psychic world, whether that's on the show here or on or in like Mind Body Spirit festivals or events sort of there, is actually a protocol, and that's the correct word. It's a protocol that was developed by the US military. I'm very, very lucky because I was taught remote viewing by and I've got a certificate to prove it. By Major Paul H. Smith, who was one of the original US military remote viewers.
Oh wow!
So I've had some training from the best.
What was he like?
The thing that would surprise you about people like Paul H. Smith or David Morehouse or Major Ed Dames, yes, I know the names. The thing that would surprise you is that although they are military types, they're also very, very academic.
Okay.
So they've all had very high university level education, and this comes across. When he taught me, it was university level education.
Okay. So when somebody then asks you for a timeline reading, similar to I think the way I've seen you do like a doppelganger reading, a Akashic record reading, I see you close your eyes. Is that, or do you not close your eyes?
When you're doing any kind of reading, you close your eyes to because when you close your eyes, you cut out the output, studio lights, associative, distractions. You close your eyes, you're already going inward. Okay, so it's very simple. It's very simple, but that's what happens.
And what kind of things do you see?
Right. Okay. Let's just use a practical, example, because on the show already we've had a request for a timeline reading that was business related. Now, if I can set it up through the if you like the protocol or the process that you've seen me do the Shushumna over the top of the head into the nadi point between the eyebrows, which activates the third eye or the mental screen. Because I've got the intent to see that, because secondly I've set it up, then I've got to take a big chance because I'm going to see something. I may not understand the complete context of what I'm seeing. And when on the show doing this live from the bench, that's high pressured. So I've got to have a working method of, okay, whatever I see, first of all, grab it. I know I'm going to be able to run with it for about 3 or 4 seconds, no more than that. But that the level of intent in the work is serious enough to say, okay, am I seeing a part of your future? Yes, I think I am.
Okay.
And of course, what's unique about timeline reading, jumping readings, is that when I get it, it activates it for the person who's having the reading. So in a sense, what I'm doing is not just, glimpsing it for someone, I'm kind of putting them on that timeline, and that is the big plus.
So I've only seen you do it on the show, as somebody sent the text. John was saying, can I have a timeline reading for business? Obviously they're not here. So when you do this with somebody, if they were sitting in front, if I said, John, can you do it for me? And they're in front of you, are they have to be completely silent? Do you just talk? Do you then ask them questions? If they're in front of you and you're doing this kind of reading for them?
I mean, playing some heavy metal while I'm trying to do it wouldn't, wouldn't
that wouldn't work, would it? Yeah.
It wouldn't help.
Playing Beyonce is not going to be helpful, is it? No.
Well, it's nice, but but it would be distracting. And the thing is, really, because of what science currently calls non-locality, it doesn't really matter if someone's here in front of me or if they're on the other side of the side of the world. Because as you well know, we get questions put to us from Australia, America, so you have to be able to read even at a distance.
Yeah. Is our timeline readings becoming one of your favourites as you're working towards them? So you've been doing them now for some time. Are they up?
No, it's a good question. Good question. As I said at the beginning, I'm still trialing these because I'm exploring it. My reason for bringing them out at the moment is, as we move into a much more complicated and more dramatic, there's plenty going on in the world at the moment. As we move towards that, then it's quite understandable that callers, people who use psychic readings, they're looking for something that's much more immediate. Yeah. They love the tarot. I love the tarot. I love to see a spread, all these pretty, these beautiful cards, and it can be very, very, reflective. But the pressure of life at the moment is, if someone's got to make a decision, it's, look, can you give me a glimpse of the future? Yeah. The caller has to make that decision, whether they go for that or don't go for that. That's their responsibility. But they come to us, can you give me a glimpse for me to make my own decision or choice about it?
Really interesting. Well, thank you very much, John, for talking to us about timeline readings and a bit of remote viewing in there as well. Thank you. If you really enjoyed that video and want to be kept up to date with all of the upcoming videos on the official Psychic Today page, hit below and subscribe.